Imagine a future where death isn't the final destination. Picture a reality where people of our time spend years frozen in place, only to wake up sometime in the future. These are the mysteries that cryogenic scientists are working hard to unravel. Cryogenic scientists hope to preserve the body using cryopreservation, or ultra-low temperatures, to find cures for diseases and terminal illnesses, and potentially even aging in the future. It is likely that sometime in the future, cryonics will lead to the extension of human life. After becoming very interested in cryonics and doing extensive research on the topic, I will share with you the prospect of extending life through cryonics. First, I will describe what cryonics is. Second, I will discuss the process of preparing and freezing the body. And finally, I will share with you the future implications and attitudes surrounding cryonics. So with the development in technology, extending life is a concept that scientists are working hard to unpack, like I mentioned before. So this brings me to my main point number 1. What exactly is cryonics? So it's basically using extremely cold temperatures to freeze the body until technology can revive it sometime in the future. Professor of Neuroscience David Crippen described in his 2015 article, The Science Surrounding Cryonics, at these extremely low temperatures, molecular activities are slowed by more than 13 orders of magnitude, effectively stopping biological time. Cryopreservation began in the 1940s, and today is used to maintain human cells, organs of small animals, and most commonly used to preserve human embryos. The idea of freezing the body, or cryonics, is a more recent discussion, however. It began with Professor of Neuroscience at University of Michigan, Robert Ettinger. He wrote a paper on cryonics in the 1970s, The Prospect of Immortality. Cryonics is not exactly mainstream now, but the demand is definitely increasing. In a November 2016 article, Hannah Devlin, a science correspondent for The Guardian, wrote, "There are now nearly 400 cryogenically frozen people in the U.S., another 50 in Russia, and a few thousand candidates signed up. Most candidates have some type of disease or terminal illness, or even clients are sometimes very old and they're wanting to be preserved. In addition, many clients only opt for their heads being frozen with the hopes that with the progression of nanotechnology and robotics, they can be attached to machines in the future and so keep brain function. Currently, there are 3 major cryogenic research facilities, so the Cryonics Institute, Alcor in Arizona, and CryoRus in Moscow, Russia. And the prices can range anywhere from $50,000 all the way up to $300,000. Although each institution specializes in a certain thing, the process of freezing the body is exactly the same. So this brings me to my main point number 2, the process of freezing the body. And so within the span of 10 minutes after the body is declared legally dead, the body must be submerged into an ice bath while CPR is used to maintain blood flow. And then next, the blood is extracted and replaced with an antifreeze solution or a cryoprotected solution. Following, the body is packed with dry ice and is transported to one out of the 3 major facilities. And then finally, the body is placed into a liquid nitrogen-filled cryostat at negative 200 degrees Celsius. And this is done very slowly and methodically to not cause permanent damage to the body. Because cryonics is relatively new, scientists use cryopreservation only on a small scale today, and it is still a very controversial topic in the scientific world. So this brings me to my main point number 3, the future implications of cryonics and the attitudes surrounding it. So in the article, What is Cryogenic Preservation? In 2017, surgical science professor Barry Fuller quotes, "Cryopreservation is a remarkable technology which allows us on a small scale to store living cells indefinitely at ultra-low temperatures. There have been multiple experiments testing the success of cryonics that have had positive results. So for example, there's research that long-term memories can survive cryopreservation. And scientists figured that out with experiments done on the roundworm, rabbits, and other rodents. And they found that the animals actually retained learned behaviors prior to being cryopreserved. That being said, the scientific world agrees that the biggest roadblock that the future of cryonics will face is the human brain. Obviously, it is the most complex part of our human anatomy, and we have billions of neurons and synapses, so it's going to be very difficult to cryopreserve it without any damage. So as Clive Cohen, professor of neuroscience at King's College in London, describes in The Science Surrounding Cryonics, cryonic companies have failed to demonstrate that the extraordinary mass constituting the human brain can be protected by the antifreeze they use. So this is a concern shared by many scientists. While we currently lack the technology to revive cryopreserved bodies, it might be in our future. Martin Moen, a neuroscience professor at University of Chicago, in his 2015 medical journal, writes, "Cryonics is technically feasible. I further argue that alternatives to cryonics are certain and irreversible death, so small chances for success should be considered. In conclusion, I have shared with you what cryonics is, the process of preparing and freezing the body, and the future implications of cryonics and the attitudes surrounding it. it is likely that sometime in the future, cryonics will contribute to the extension of human life. With future developments in science and technology, we really could be able to achieve the prospect of immortality. Thank you so much.